Welcome to Linda's Journey. I'm here with a quick update about my weight and what's been going on with me. Well, I've been looking like a runaround bunny rabbit. Um, Quick update or update. I am a 69-year-old female, which I guess you know that. And I have been on Zepbound for 18 months. 5 milligrams. I started with 2.5. 2.5, my first month on 2.5, I actually lost 14 pounds. And then in the next month, I started like February 23rd. I think that was my date. I had to look. But that first month on Zepbound, 2.5, I lost 14 pounds. The next month, I think I lost 12 or 13 pounds. But I stayed on 2.5 for 20 weeks and I lost 44 or 48 pounds from February 23rd to July. And then I went up to 5 milligrams. And today my weight is 148 and counting. My doctor informed me that she did not want me to lose any more weight because of my age, and she felt like I was at a good weight, and if I should get sick or have any medical issue, I would need that weight to help me recover to get better. So she does not want me to lose any more weight, but if I choose to, she said no more than 10 to 20 pounds max, nothing else, nothing more. But where I am today, she said I'm fine. All my numbers across the board was great, nothing to be concerned about, except I needed to take B12 with my vitamin D, which I'm taking. So I've been feeling good, rheumatoid arthritis, all of that. I have no complaints. I never had any issues or side effects taking Zepbound. A couple of times when I took the medication, I felt like a little icky, I think it was. And so I started drinking Element. I love Element, and I never had an icky moment again. I had two icky moments, and I could have been in my head because I do get in my head. But anyway, my time on Zepbound have been very good, no complaints. I have nothing negative to say. Moving forward, back in July of this summer, I got a letter from TRICARE saying that I would no longer be able to receive Zepbound. And I was like, huh? What they talk about? So I called. I called, stayed on hold, talked to someone. They did some research, came back, said, hey, you're fine. Ignore the letter. We don't know why you received this letter, Miss McNeil, but you're fine to get your Zepbound. No problem. So I did, called in, got my refill, went on about my business, got my refill in July, got my refill in August, beginning of August. And then towards the end of August, that last week of August, I called in my refill. And when I called it in, the next day I received a text saying I could no longer get Zepbound, was not available to people over the age of 65. TRICARE would no longer pay for it, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, huh? What are they talking about? I already, no, what? So I called, no. So I can no longer get Zepbound through TRICARE for Life because we're on TRICARE for Life and Medicare. And nobody wants to pay for a Zepbound because it's so expensive. But anyway, my doctor, she sent in an order to Lilly Direct. So for $400 a month, I can get a vial from Eli Lilly um, for that. And she did not want to write a prescription for phentermine or any of that because she said she didn't want me to be dealing with my blood pressure increasing or any other side effects that phentermine causes in people. So I was like, okay, so that was a straight out no, not even up for discussion with my doctor. So I thanked her because she's always looking out for me and have my best interest first, foremost. So moving on past that, I came home and she said, I asked her how did she feel about compounds. She said she didn't have any issues with if I wanted to do a compound. Just make sure I did my due diligence and research, check fact checked, did everything before I subscribed or paid for anything. And I said, okay. But she said, I'm going to go ahead still, if you want me to, submit your order to Eli Lilly. And once they get it, they will reach out to you as far as paying, da 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 da. So she did, and they did. And I had been doing research in the meantime as to compounds that I wanted to try. Were they good? Were they bad? You know, going back, I remember Alana does compound and have been doing compound because of the cost as well with Zepbound. So I remembered her. I went and checked her stuff out again. I know Countess of Shopping did compound doing all that shortages, and she did compound. And there's so many other people that is doing compound tirzepatide and semaglutide, but I'm only interested in, you know, the GLP-1 tirzepatide. So I did. I researched, I Googled, I researched, I read review. So I ended up, long story short, I found this company called Medvi. I think you pronounce it, and I have forgot the D, the DV. They had a special for newbies. You could get a month or 28 days for $229 for Zepbound compound tirzepatide. So I had went to their website and looked, but I had, and I think their price then was more, was three something. And so I didn't finish it. They called me. I just happened to answer my phone. I usually don't answer my phone to unknown them, but some said answer. So I answered it, and they said, "Hey, we saw you on our website, yada yada yada, whatever. What's the problem? Why didn't you? Whatever." And I said, "Well, I was thinking about it. I'm looking at the price, looking at the calls, trying to compare whatever." So they said, "Hey, if you go with us today, or you want to try, you know, we can give you 28 days to try us. It's $229." I said, "Okay, that was cheaper than what it was before, do something." So I said, okay. So I did. We went through the formalities, and they scheduled me for my telehealth appointment the same day, that evening, afternoon at 4 something. And they were really, really good. They sent me a reminder that I was going to be having this appointment at the time. You know, they sent me the link so I could click on it and join, you know, and meet the doctor. And 15 minutes before, they sent me another reminder to let me know my appointment was 15 minutes away. They were very prompt. I'm very impressed with them, their customer service, how they went about taking care of me and doing what they needed to do, being in constant contact with me. It was really good. So I got my little package in the mail. I showed this package a couple of times while I was doing some protein drink last week. And I kept saying I'm coming up here, but you know, life be lifing over here. So I said, let me just sit down right quick and do this. So the medicine came like this, in this container. And it had ice stuff in it. Look at this. It came, I mean, these are the little things. This thing is still cold, y'all. It's still cold. But it came like that, and you get like, listen, you get your vial, and you get 5 needles, and you get alcohol swab. Yeah, I act the fool. I act the fool. Because it's a needle. It's a syringe. Yes, I act the fool. And you have to draw it out. And I don't know, I didn't understand and read, but they show you how to use the needle, how to draw, just everything. They show you the shot. I got a thing. They give you a magnet for your refrigerator with the instructions on it. And if you need to call somebody for help, well, Michael, you know, he's the brains over there, Mr. Michael. He had to give himself shots before we had a surgery some years ago. Because, you know, his wife can't help him do nothing with no needles. But anyway, he sat down at the table like a pro and did it. His only issue was me not wanting him to give me the shot. Because I bought some lidocaine, which is over there. I went to Walmart, got me some of that to spray my arm, to numb my arm before he gave me the shot. Because I'm like, I hate needles. I just hate needles, y'all. I just hate them. But anyway, long story short, I sprayed my arm, and I'm happy because I just sprayed my arm, and Jesus, I ain't gonna be in pain. He gonna wipe my arm off with the alcohol swab. Well, I didn't. And he's like, oh, it's supposed to be sanitized. The spray ain't sanitized your arm. Well, guess what? I didn't care. My arm was gonna be numb, and I won't go feel no needle. I'm willing to take a chance. I didn't care. But anyway, we went back and forth about that. Long story short, I did get the needle. I'm tense. I'm waiting. He done did the needle and say he finished it. I'm standing there like I done lost my mind, waiting for it to feel a pinch. I felt nothing. So I did get my shot. I did take my first shot. Like I said, this is a little vial here. Be careful with it, Linda Lou. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It costs that much money. But anyway, this stays in the refrigerator. I have to take a shot today. But that's what I've been running around trying to do. I've found a few places not far from my neighborhood or in the city here locally that you can go and get your shots. And they're running $400, $500, $600, $700 for a shot. She don't want to do that because she still have a very active life. I got to brunch with the ladies. I ain't trying to give up my brunch dates. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. Trying to find me some Zepbound compound before I ran out. Because I have some Zepbound in the refrigerator. Because my doctor would give me a 3-month supply when she write my prescription. So I had Zepbound in the refrigerator. I had a box of Zepbound left, so that was getting me to where I needed to get to. But still, I didn't want to get to the point where I didn't have any, and then I'm like, gonna be taking anything. I was not gonna take anything. But anyway, that's what was happening. That's what was going on in my life, trying to find me a compound to try. So that is what I'm trying this month until this company will notify you before you run out that, hey, it's time to do your refill. So I'm looking for another brand to try. I have been researching and looking to try something else. But I haven't had any side effects when I took it. I guess I'm going to say it worked like Zepbound. I still, feel queasy when I look at eggs because I never was a big egg person. So I passed the test when I cooked eggs, and I thought I was going to eat the egg, and I felt the same way. So I would say that it's working. So that's what I've been doing, fam. Trying to find a compound to try for my journey to continue or to maintain, as my doctor said, just to maintain. But I'm shooting for the 10 to 20 more pounds. If I get there, great. If I don't, that's fine. I want some wiggle room. I need a little wiggle room. I might just settle for the 10 pounds. From 148 to 138. That probably look better on me. 138, 140. But not, I don't know about no 128. She want me right here where I am. But I could go for 138. So I'm going to shoot for 138. One of that. I might settle for 140. How about that? But anyway, that's what I've been doing. If any of you gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful ladies or gentlemen have a suggestion for me for a compound Tirzepatide to take that have had wonderful reviews, or you've had your own experience with it and you haven't had any side effects, I haven't had any, please let me know. Just leave me a comment below. I don't know if my email, I think my email is up there. Just let me know. Send me a message. Say, hey, whatever. Let me know. I would love to do a live and answer people's questions, but the girl can't do all of that and be trying to read y'all stuff and be all over the place looking for the question. I can't. I'm still trying to learn this here part. But anyway, that's what I've been doing, fam. Finding me a compound to take. So please help your girl if you can. Send me some recommendations. Send me some information. Help me out. I would definitely and greatly appreciate any information you have about compounded terseptide that have worked in your life, family life, friends life, wherever you've heard it through the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine. All right, fam. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.